right, everyone, this is Dan Hoos, the Communications Director for Sullivan County, out doing one of my favorite things, riding with our plow truck crews. I know some of you will be like, well, what's so fun about that? But actually, in this huge truck, I usually feel pretty safe, and I do now. I'm in the capable hands here of Scott Herbert.
How you doing?
He is a MEO, which I think stands for Motor Equipment Operator. Is that what it is with the county? Scott, how long have you worked with the county?
I've been with the county for 4 years. I started in 2017, so this is my third season plowing snow.
And is this what you signed up to do, or were you looking to do something else? Or
no, I knew what the job entailed when I had applied for the job, so I knew what was to come of working here.
When it's not snowing out, what are you doing?
When it's not snowing, I work out of Calhoun. We are ditching roads, make sure water can flow properly, changing driveway pipes that are old, collapsed, rusted out, so that way water can flow and not go onto the road, which is not good. We do a lot of DI projects. DIs are big concrete basins that also collect water. Obviously to drain water from the road, so that way no water goes into the road. Okay. And a lot of times before the snow season, we're either getting plow trucks ready for the snow season, and we're clearing brush alongside the roads, so that way the public can see if there's deer, because there's a lot of deer in this area. So we keep the roadways open so that way people feel safe.
Great. Now, where do you live here in Sullivan County?
I actually live in Calhoun. So.
Oh, okay. So this is all. Did you grow up here?
Yep, I grew up here. So most of the roads that I maintain, I know them like the back of my hand. So it's an advantage to plowing snow, especially when you can't see.
Yep. Yeah, and the people that you're doing this for, many of them you know too. So yeah. Yeah,
actually, most of the guys that I work with.
Truck 228 on the road.
I've known most of them since I've been a little kid.
So now people will notice, if they're familiar with the area, this is actually, to them, a state route 52. But the state does not maintain, or at least not the plow part of it, Route 52. This is the county, right?
Technically, I'm pretty sure it is State Route 52.
Yep.
But we maintain the road as far as summer work and winter maintenance for plowing.
Yep. And we started in Fosterdale. How far does your route go on 52?
I don't know the exact mileage, but we go through Lake Huntington, and then we go down County Route 116, turn around, and then we go out County Route 112, turn around, and then come all the way back to Fosterdale.
Okay.
And then down County Route 114, across 97, and then that's it.
And about how long does that route take you in typical conditions?
Usually about an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on conditions.
Okay. And how long is your shift?
It all depends. This morning I started at 2 o'clock, and I'll be done today at 2:30 is usually, that's our normal quitting time. And then most likely I'll be called back in the morning to pick up, because it's supposed to get quite a bit more snow tonight.
Yeah, it's supposed to really ramp up, folks. I'm shooting this right around 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Monday the 1st of February, and we've gotten a good deal of snow, but we're supposed to get a lot more as the day progresses. So by the time you see this, we may have gotten as much as 2 feet of snow in certain parts of the county. So while it's not looking too hairy right now, it's definitely slick outside. So for those of you who don't know where we are, we're in Lake Huntington right now, which is in the town of Coshocton. And actually that's the lake off to the left there, ice covered, less snow covered. And we're now coming right through to where I assume we're going to turn off to the right.
Yep, we're going to make a right-hand turn up here.
Which which is the road that leads from Lake Huntington out to Route 97. That's a county route 116.
Yep, 116.
So you take care of my way into work, County Route 114. So I have to say, I always appreciate the job you do, personally.
Thank you.
So right now, it's not too hard to keep up with what's coming down.
Like I said, I've been out since 2 o'clock this morning, and the snow's hasn't really snowed much since, I would say, about like 9 o'clock. I mean, it's been flurrying, but no significant snow. So it's been, well, now we're, caught up with it a little bit, and so it snows a lot harder later.
But you've got your plow down. It snowed enough that you're still plowing the roads, not just salting them, right?
Yeah. We always keep scraping. Well, obviously you don't scrape when the roads are bare, but there's still quite a bit of slush. And my wing that's here on my right-hand side, I'm using that to kind of widen the road out so that way it's open to the public.
So now we're on County Route 116. We're coming up past the town of Huntington Highway Barn. Some of you may remember it as the old town hall before they built a new one. And it actually looks really pretty out here. And you were saying before, Scott, that you don't mind this work.
No.
Even though it sort of seems repetitive.
Yeah, it gets repetitive when it happens very frequently, but I'm used to plowing snow. I mean, when you grow up here, it snows here, all the time. So,
yep.
I mean, I've been plowing snow my whole life. Just my own personal stuff, and with my grandfather when I was a young kid. So, I'm used to this.
So, let me guess. So you gonna have to go plow when you go home?
Maybe. I don't know. Hopefully, my mom plowed all the driveways on because I usually plow my driveway, my mom and dad's driveway, and some of my neighbors too when we do get significant snow. So hopefully my mom plowed a little bit of snow for me.
So let's talk a little bit about some of the dimensions of what we're doing here. I don't know, do you know offhand how wide the main plow is?
The front plow is, I want to say, 11 feet.
Wow.
And then the wing, I think, is 11 feet, but it doesn't stick out another 11 feet.
Right.
This truck specifically, the wing arms, well, you can adjust how far you want your wing to go out with the brace. This truck, it's pretty much, if you have the corner of the nose plow on the yellow line, your wing's going to just be off the white line. So you also got to pay attention for telephone poles, mailboxes, because it's a big truck. You can do a lot of damage if you're not careful.
Yeah.
2266, Tom wants to see it.
Although sometimes if it's a heavy wet snow, you can't help but knock some things over occasionally, right?
Heavy wet snow. I mean, 90% of the time, that's what takes down mailboxes is the heavy wet snow. Because you're going 25 miles an hour and you got a full plow of wet snow. It's like a bowling ball to a mailbox.
Boy, though, that also means that our striping crews really do a good job then. They must do an exact job because you're using, if you can see it, you're using that yellow line as a reference point. Yeah,
right now I'm using the yellow line to kind of judge where I am in the road, but 90% of the time it's not like this. Right at the end of the storm is when you can. Most of the time, this morning I used the snow banks to see where I was in the road when it was snowing hard. Sometimes you really can't see it all. It just takes some experience and knowing your plow run so you don't drive off the road.
Well, and you're not going really fast in this to begin with, right? I know, like on these videos, it looks like we're going faster than we really are. Right now, it's what, about 20 miles an hour?
Yeah, I do between 20 and 25 miles an hour. That's a very safe speed, so that way you're under control of the plow truck. Because like I said, if you make a wrong move, this is a big truck and it can cause a lot of damage.
Yeah. Well, and I see that mirror there. You keep track of your wing plow there.
That's my mirror, so that way I can judge where my wing is.
Yep. And then on your dash, you have a number of different things, but the real... Go ahead, yeah.
Just power mirrors, strobe lights. That's for, you know, when it's dark out, I want to see how much salt I have in. Wing light, heated mirror, and then these are more strobe lights.
And then here is what is the mixing control? Or?
This controls the front plow, the angle, and this is the brace. That controls. Hang on here, I'm just paying attention to these deer. Oh, yeah, here we go. This controls the toe of your wing, and this is the heel of your wing.
Okay. But you're also dumping material, aren't you? I mean,
yes. Right here.
Oh, right there.
That controls the sander. The top knob that adjusts the spinner, which throws the salt on the road, and then there's 5 different settings inside of there to control how much salt the conveyor spins onto the spinner.
Now, when people ask me this, and I hope I answer correctly, typically what you're putting down is salt, not sand, right?
Yep. We run salt.
Right.
Every once in a while, we might run a little bit of sand if it's really, really cold, because salt doesn't work if it's too cold, so.
And then, do you pre-treat the roads too?
Yes.
Okay.
This truck does not have pre-treat on it. The pre-treat trucks actually have their own calcium sprayers inside of the truck. We do have one at Calhoun, and we have numerous other ones throughout the county.
And have you run the pre-treat trucks, or is that?
Yeah, that's normally I'm usually in the pre-treat truck. Just today, I switched with another guy for this truck, but normally I am in the pre-treat truck.
Oh, okay. Any particularly memorable storms or moments that you had where you had to do something that wasn't expected, or?
I don't know of anything that wasn't expected, but I will say the first snowstorm the first big snowstorm we had this year, I remember for like 3 or 4 hours I was barely moving, and I couldn't even see where I was. And like I said, I know these roads. I grew up here. It was just snowing so hard. I always remember how hard it was snowing.
Yeah. Yeah, Sullivan County, it still gets those wallops of those nor'easters like we're probably going to get later today. So I'm amazed sometimes how you guys find your way through. Like I said, you know these roads, but sometimes you can't see where they are at all.
No.
Until after you pass through. So.
Well, yeah, or you can just barely see the snowbanks, and you're on the road. So sometimes it can be difficult.
Now it looks like people are behaving themselves, but do you have to deal with bad drivers from time to time?
Yes, all the time.
Yeah. What is it that people do that they shouldn't be doing and annoys the heck out of you?
Well, one of the things that I hate when people do is I'll be plowing snow, and somebody who's in a rush will, come by me, passing me in a no passing zone, and I'm trying to pay attention to a lot of other things too. So you always got to be paying attention, because you never know what somebody is going to do. Or you come around the corner, there could be a tree laying down the road. Somebody could be, in the ditch and could be still in the road, or someone just driving really recklessly. So you always got to be paying attention.
So, if it's in a passing zone, I mean, in situations like this, I don't think it's even smart to pass you. Is there really any time that it's appropriate to pass a plow truck when it's doing its work?
I mean, I would say not.
Oh.
But I mean, people do it. I guess if it's in a passing zone, it's up to, their risk to pass me. So,
well, yeah, they're the ones that are going to get hurt, not you. So
that's up to their responsibility to decide if that's appropriate to pass or not. So,
all right, folks. So on our trip now, we've reached Route 97, and we're hanging a right. and we're going to go back down 116?
Yeah, back down 116.
Because we don't maintain this part of 97,
No,
right?
we do maintain some of 97, but not this part.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know what that building is over there, that's an old pump house for an old oil pipeline. Looks like some work is being done on it. Might actually become a tourist attraction. All right, so we're going to make our way back to Lake Huntington, and since we already took that trip, I'm going to sign off here. Thanks for joining us, everyone.